And today with me is my guest.
My name is
Yes.
Vukile, Xuli.
Okay.
I play multi-instruments,
Okay.
music instruments, guitars, saxophone, keyboards, I play. And then with me, it's only my left leg that was affected by polio.
Okay.
So I use crutches to mobilize myself. But I can get around, I can do many things, although I'm limited somehow because of sometimes I'm invited to the studios on
Okay.
8th floor and there's load shading or there are no lifts. I have to climb those stairs with crutches. When I get there, already I'm dead. And I have to perform and then
Yeah.
come down again. There's a lot of rain, winds and stuff. So sometimes it would challenge me to go to school, but then it didn't stop me from living my life.
Greetings once again. This is your host Zenzele Lamine, the host of the Curiosity Podcast Show, a show whereby your own curious or your own questions which you are very curious about and want to know about in terms of disabled people and how they live their life, what challenges do they meet. This is the show whereby you'll be getting those answers to those questions. And today with me is my guest, my guest Vukile. Vukile, greetings to you, my brother.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm also great. Thank you so very much. It's so good to have you on this show. We hope by the end of this show, many people will be now understanding better about people living with disabilities and how they live their life. Maybe just getting on it already, For the people at home who really don't know Vukile, all right, how will you introduce yourself and like them to know you?
Okay. First, my name is Vukile, as you said.
Yes.
Vukile, Xuli, originally from Gqeberha,
Yes.
which was known before as Port Elizabeth.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Port Elizabeth. I'm a husband, I'm
Yes.
a father of two, I'm a son, I'm an uncle, I'm a musician,
Yes.
I'm a songwriter, a producer, a composer,
Yes.
a recording engineer also.
Okay.
I play multi-instruments,
Okay.
music instruments, guitars, saxophone, keyboards. I play a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
So I'm in the entertainment industry,
Yes, yes.
music. I've worked with so many artists so far.
So far.
Great artists.
Great artists who've won so many awards.
Awards, yes.
Oh,
The Summers, the Satmars, the traditional, what. There's a lot.
there's a lot. And this is somebody who is living with a disability.
Yeah.
Every disability has its name, right? And disabilities differ, okay? Now, I just want to ask you, how would you maybe describe your own disability? Because there's so many of them and they differ. How would you describe yours?
Okay. Mine, according to the doctors, it is called post-polio.
Post-polio.
Post-polio, yeah. Polio is whereby the muscles and the tendons and the joints, they are, how can I put it? It affects polio, post-polio affects the joints,
Okay.
the tendons and the muscles. And then with me, it's only my left leg that was affected by polio.
Okay.
So I use crutches to mobilize myself. But I can get around. I can do many things, although I'm limited somehow because of I'm using crutches.
Okay, okay, okay.
That's my disability.
Limited somehow in terms of?
For instance, when I go to other facilities, there are no lifts. I have to climb up and down the stairs. Like as a person who was in the entertainment industry, sometimes I'm invited to the studios on
Okay.
8th floor, and there's load shading or there are no lifts. I have to climb those stairs with the crutches. When I get there, already I'm dead, and I have to perform and then
Yes.
come down again through those stairs. So there are those challenges like that.
Yes, yes. And it's something that you cannot do anything about. I mean, it's
see?
your line of work and you need to get there.
I have to be there.
Yeah, yeah. Now, going back, you know, to where you originally grew up.
Okay.
At Gqeberha.
Ebhayi.
Ebhayi, eh. How was it like growing up at Gqeberha?
You know, it was an experience, let me put it like that,
Yes.
because I was a normal child. You see. I did everything small boys do. I would go out with my peers, making wire cars, playing bicycles, although I couldn't ride a bicycle, but
Okay.
they would put me on that bar, ride with
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
So it was a normal growing up, but because of disability somehow, I had to go to school. Sometimes the weathers were not favorable
Yes.
for a person because at Port Elizabeth we've got seas. We
Okay,
are, yeah,
yes, yes.
we are on the edge of, yeah, so there are seas, so it's windy there.
It's very
And the
windy.
rain,
Yes.
there's a lot of rain, winds and stuff. So sometimes it would challenge me to go to school, but then it didn't stop me from living my life. You see,
Yes.
I grew up normal.
Yeah, even though you are somebody living with a disability,
Exactly.
but it did not stop you anyhow to continue living your life as normally
normal
as
as
possible.
Exactly.
All right. It's windy there at Gqeberha, right? I've been there once, and I saw how this wind can be so disturbing to somebody who is disabled, somebody also who is on crutches. Did it not maybe somehow maybe hinder you, maybe make you fall or something like that? Because sometimes they can be very strong, those winds.
Strong winds, like luckily enough, people love me because I'm a bubbly person. I'm a bubbly. Wherever I'm at, people laugh and stuff. So I remember this one time, we went to school. The weather was normal, but during the day it changed. It was very windy, and I couldn't come back home. So my friends, my boys were
Okay.
kicking me like left and right just to take me home. Meaning if there was no one like them,
Yes.
I could have stayed at school until my father comes back from work to pick me up.
To pick you up.
Yeah, there were those kind of things.
So, growing up in Gqeberha as somebody with a disability, how did the community treat you?
Few of our neighbors, but not all of them.
Okay.
Few of them, they would wonder. Some will come to my home to talk to my parents. So this child is going to a normal children's school, but he is disabled. Why not take him to the schools where disabled, like that? I don't
Yes,
know
yes.
if I may call it discrimination or it's a concern, but something like that.
Yes.
But why don't you take this child to a disabled school,
Okay.
whereby everybody there is disabled? There's no black, yellow, green, whatever. So my mother tried that,
All right.
but it was only one day. When I get there, I found that no, this is not my place. As disabled as I am, but I can't be here because there, the only thing they did, they were teaching those poor kids
Handwork.
handwork, beading, weaving, cane.
So there was no subject.
No subject, no English, no maths, no. I was like, no. And I was doing standard 1 those days, which is grade 3 these days.
Yes.
And I was a very intelligent student. So I went there only one day, and I came back home. I gave them the report that no, I'm not going there back again. I'm going back to where they took me.
Where they actually
Yeah.
don't want you to
Exactly.
be. All right. Because, you know, there are many disabled people who are wise and intelligent,
Exactly.
but now their intelligence is tend to be limited by people who think they actually deserve to do something that has to do with handwork,
Hands, yes.
with hands. So you now are supposed to draw, you're supposed to paint, you're supposed to sew, and for some of us, don't want ourselves there.
Exactly.
We want to do as just any other person. I remember this one time I was arguing with somebody, and then this person said, "You are disabled, and your education is not the same as these ones of the mainstream schools." I was like, "What? Really? Come, I get you a book that this person is reading, and then I get you my book as well. We read the same book, and we write the same exam as these people. It's just that now our teachers are even more trained in order to handle people with disabilities."
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, you told us that you are an engineer,
Songwriter, recording.
a recording engineer. Besides a recording engineer, is there any other job that you do, considering that the fact that in South Africa in particular, or maybe just around the world, it's very difficult to find a job?
I would say no. There's nothing else that I do besides music. Although when I was still growing up, my passion was radio and TV.
Okay.
I saw myself behind the cameras, on screen, behind the microphones. Yeah, well,
Yes.
this was my picture with me. And then the music bar beat me, I diverted. Although the level of my intelligence, I'm not better than anyone, but
Yes.
I'm talking about myself.
Yes.
I can do anything. I can be anywhere doing anything.
Yes.
But as you said, if you are disabled, you are somehow limited in terms of facilities
Yes.
and in terms of judgment.
Exactly.
Because a person will look at you, okay, Zenzele is on wheelchair. No, he can't do this job.
Yes.
And that person doesn't know you on a personal level.
Yes.
You
Yes.
get me?
And my capabilities.
You know? Yeah. So to answer your question, at the moment, let me say that, at the moment, I don't do any other thing than music. But
Than
I'm
music.
a very versatile person.
So if anything comes, you'll be able to do.
Anything. I can direct my cameraman now. Cut. I want a short range, wide, what. I know those things, and I do a lot of YouTube. I learn things. I don't
Yes,
limit
yes,
myself. I
yes.
don't put barricades around myself. I learn. I go out there to find information.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, which is actually a good thing. Because as a disabled person, you need to really, really push yourself.
Exactly.
Now, still on the recording engineering thing that you do, or work, let me not call it a thing, engineering works that you do in music, all right? And you've recorded so many artists, and you did name that some have even acquired awards, you know? They've got awards on their names with the music that you recorded for them. I want to ask, are there any challenges in that?
In that field of work.
In that field of work, yes. And how do they maybe align, those challenges align to your disability?
There's a lot. There's a lot of challenges besides challenges of the industry.
Yes.
But some of the challenges, I take them personally as a disabled person.
Yes.
You know, when you wake up in the morning, you go into the studio, you do this and that. Sometimes we don't have money. You go to your
Yes.
neighbor, borrow me petrol, I will need to go somewhere, you see.
Yes.
And then the next thing, you don't get paid. And music is not something that is done a day or 2 hours.
Yes.
Sometimes you spend weeks doing a recording or months doing a recording, and then you don't get paid, number one.
Yes.
And then how do I align that with my disability? I think because I cannot even threaten a person with, if you don't pay me, I'll kick you.
Yes.
Or we are going for a boxing match. We can't fight physically.
And these people do know that you can't do that.
So they do know. So they will take you for granted. No, I'll just play around with this guy. No, you'll get it. You'll get it. I'm waiting for who and who to sign this and that, until months, years, and then you become maybe enemies somehow, because money can be cruel. You see.
Whilst they keep on promising you, they make money through the music you
Hey,
that you recorded for
they
them.
win awards, they sell records, and you're still waiting. Maybe let's say it's 12,000 rand, and this person is 100,000. You see, it's unfair somehow.
It really is unfair. Yeah, that's a challenge.
Yeah, too much.
It's a very big one. And then I think there's a lot of people whom you've recorded, and they owe you a lot of money.
Oh, if I were to mention their names, maybe I would get a bullet when getting out of this studio, because there are so many of them, and some of them are big names. So I will respect their names, but they know who they are.
They know who they are. And this makes you feel otherwise.
You know, when you get up home, take a bath and go, the family is left waiting for you to come back with a loaf of bread, 2-liter Coke or something.
Yes.
And then if you come now with stories, Ish, I did this and that, this guy now is playing hide and seek.
Yes.
Even in our relationships, that thing is putting a strain. You know, your people why don't you just stay home? And because these people,
Yes.
you see now,
Why don't you maybe look for a job,
you
a
know,
real job? Because this one,
already I'm challenged. Now these people are putting cement blocks on top of my shoulders.
Ish,
Again,
yeah,
I can't even give it a name. It's evil.
it's evil.
It's evil.
It's really evil because, and it can make you feel otherwise because you know exactly that you can't do anything to these people.
About it, yeah.
And yeah, hey,
know,
it's bad. You know, it's bad. Some people can take advantage of you knowing the fact that there's nothing you can do.
Exactly.
You know, but let's plead with these people. You know, plead with these people. Uti, guys, do not do such things. We are people as well, right? And we need you when we work with you. Consider us as human beings who've got feelings and blood flowing all over our bodies, our hearts beating just like your heart is beating. So you need to consider us as human beings and not just take any advantage of us when we actually do the actual job for you, to be out there, win awards in this case.
Exactly.
You know? Let's get out of this.
It's getting tense now in the
it's getting tense now in the studio because, you know, it's really painful for people to take you for granted and then take advantage of you for the good things that you do for them. I mean, you are a public person, you are a person, you are a people's person, and then when you are a people's person, they can't be your people. They can't be people to you. You know. No, that's not great. It's not good.
It's a bad thing.
Yeah, I heard you, Mr. Xuli, that you are a husband with 2 kids. How is your home as a husband living with a disability? How are your kids treating you? I hope it's warm there.
Let me start by saying I was blessed.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm Xhosa
Yes.
by race,
Yes.
and I'm married to a Sotho lady.
Okay.
You know, with us people with disability,
Yes.
when you date a lady, a beautiful lady,
Yes. Yes.
people first of all will criticize the lady.
Exactly.
But no, she's here for money,
Exactly.
or she's playing with this poor guy or girl.
Mm-hmm.
You know these things. But I was blessed mightily with that lady, because when we met, first of all, let me start the story here. When we met, I was working at some studios in Highlands North there.
Yes.
Then we met just after my contract was terminated.
Okay.
So I was not working when we met.
Okay.
I had nothing. I had just a little just to keep me going. I met the girl, and then I addressed the issues. You know, I would love to be with you, but there's nothing that I have that is, we can continue to live together.
Yes.
She accepted. She even gave me advices. No, you can talk to my parents. They will understand. And then we will leave. And then when we go, you come back and do the right thing. You know those things. That's why I'm saying I'm blessed to have her as a wife, number one.
You are really blessed.
Oh, too much. And my kids, yo, those kids, they are the reason I even here today, because I have to live for them.
Yes.
Sometimes for them, I forget that I am a disabled person. My focus is I have to pave a way for these poor kids.
Yes.
They must not lead the way I live. But to answer your question, I am I'm one of the blessed guys in the disabled community, because I know some of us disabled people are going through a lot, but I'm so blessed to have my family.
So every time you're hustling in such a way that you even forget how disabled you are
Exactly.
because of these kids.
My inspiration comes from there.
So her family, was it easy for them to accept you?
You know, when we talk, me and her,
All right, let's maybe address this one first. Is she a person who's able-bodied?
she's able-bodied.
Okay.
She's able-bodied.
All
And
right.
she's beautiful.
Now let's go back to her family. Did they accept you that easily?
Yes, they did. Although she told me that, families are families.
Yes.
But as long as my mother and my father are okay with it, let's ignore other people. She fought for me. You see. So when I went there to be introduced, I was warmly welcomed by the mother and the father, the brothers and the sisters. I know there are those questions in some of them, but I never felt that when I was there to be introduced. Even today, when I go there to be with the family, I don't feel like a Makoti in that house. I'm one of them.
You know, this is one of the great stories I've heard so far, you know. It's a really, really great story. Why am I saying that? It's a great story. There are so many ladies out there who would love to be with us, who love us the way we are, but who are, when it comes to criticism, they don't take it very easily. They're not that strong, you know. They can't even fight for you. I mean, there's some guy who once told me, this guy is living with albinism, you know. Actually, it did not tell me. I saw on a Facebook post.
Okay.
They were so in love with this lady, okay? And they loved each other. But this one time, the lady started changing, you know. Why? And then the guy asked. And then the lady broke out in tears
Oh.
and told the guy, Wuti, my family does not approve you as my man because you are somebody living with a disability. Your story, you did not tell me, my guy, but now it touched me. I'm sorry to recite it on TV like this, but it touched me because why would your love, I mean, the love for this lady to you, then start, you know, ending just like that because of a family who does not approve you as somebody living the albinism, and then they had to break up. The guy was he did accept that. Okay, no, it's fine if that's what you want, that's what your family wants. Let's just leave it. You know, it really is a painful story because nobody deserves not to be loved. We all deserve to be loved. We want to be loved, you know. There are some ladies, bruh, who genuinely love us, but they are so shameful, you know. They are so shameful because of their families, friends, community,
Judgment.
the judgment, yes, which is not okay.
I can
It's really,
understand.
really not good.